Good day, grade 3 learners! Welcome to another exciting lesson in Science 3. I am your science teacher, Teacher Conrado V. Mapili Jr. I am very happy to have you with me today as we explore another interesting topic in science. Our lesson for today is entitled Making Solid Materials Useful Through Shaping, Pressing, Hammering, Joining, and Cutting. That may sound like a very long title, but don't worry. We will study each process one at a time. And by the end of our lesson, you should be able to explain what each process means and identify examples from your everyday life. Before we start our discussion, let us first look at our learning objective. Our objective says that we should be able to explain how changing solid materials through shaping, pressing, hammering, joining, and cutting makes them useful. We should also be able to demonstrate or identify these changes using common materials or pictures. Let us understand what this means. First, we are going to talk about solid materials. Solid material is a type of matter that has its own shape and takes up space. Examples of solid materials include paper, cardboard, wood, clay, cloth, and many other materials. But sometimes, these materials are not yet in the form that we need. For example, a piece of clay is not automatically a flower pot. A piece of wood is not automatically a chair. A piece of cardboard is not automatically a pencil holder. A piece of cloth is not automatically a school uniform. People have to change these materials. They may shape them, they may press them, they may hammer them, they may join pieces together, or they may cut them. Look carefully at the picture on the slide. The picture of Teacher Conrado represents our science learning environment. It reminds us that our goal is not simply to memorize words. Our goal is to understand what happens to materials and explain why people change them. Before we continue, think of one solid materials that you use today. Maybe you use paper, cardboard, plastic, cloth, or clay. Now, ask yourself, what could I do to change that material and make it useful for another purpose? Keep your answer in mind. We will return to this idea later. Before we move forward, let us first have a review. What are the processes that we discussed? And give one example of each process. Let's see if you can remember them. Very good. We discussed 5 processes: shaping, pressing, hammering, joining, and cutting. But don't just memorize the names. Let's connect each process with an example. Shaping means changing the form of a material. For example, making a flower pot from clay. Second, pressing. Pressing means applying force to flatten or mold a material. For example, pressing a dough. Third, hammering. Hammering means using a hammer to hit a material, often to shape or fasten it. For example, driving a nail into a wood. Fourth, joining. Joining means connecting 2 or more materials so that they stay together. For example, connecting cardboard pieces with glue. And last, cutting. Cutting means dividing or shaping a material using a tool. For example, cutting paper with scissors. Let's make this interactive. I will say a process. You say an example. Ready? Shaping. What example did you think of? Good. Pressing. Third, hammering. Excellent. Fourth, joining. Great. And finally, cutting. Excellent work! If you remembered all 5, congratulations! If you missed one, don't worry. Today's lesson will help you understand them even better. Look carefully at all the pictures on the slide. You can see different objects made from different materials. I don't want you to look only at the finished product. Instead, I want you to think like a scientist. Ask yourself, how were these objects made? Did they simply appear in this finished form? No. People had to work with the materials. They had to change them. Now look at the second question. Did they all start the same way? Excellent. No. Different materials begins in different forms. Clay may begin as soft mass. Wood may begin as piece of lumber. Paper may begin as flat sheet. Cardboard may begin as large piece. Cloth begins as fabric that needs to be measured and cut. Now, let's look at the third question. What changes happened to the materials? Maybe a material was shaped, maybe it was pressed, maybe it was cut, maybe pieces were joined, maybe a hammer was used, and finally, which process made each object useful? This is very important question. People change materials because they have a purpose. They want to create something. They want to build something. They want to repair something. Or they want to solve a problem. Choose one object from the pictures. Pause the video. Ask yourself these 3 questions. What material is it made of? What happened to the material? And which process was used? Take a few seconds to think. Excellent! You are already beginning to think like a scientist. Now, we are going to classify these features. What does classify means? To classify means to group things according to their characteristics or similarities. Today, we will group the pictures according to the process used to change the materials. Our 5 categories are shaping, pressing, hammering, joining, and cutting. Look carefully at each picture. Do not simply look at the finished object. Look at the action being done to the material. If the material form is changed, think about shaping. If force is applied to flatten or mold something, think about pressing. If a hammer is used, think about hammering. If materials are connected together, think about joining. If a tool is used to divide or shape material, think about cutting. Let's practice. Imagine that you see someone turning clay into pot. What category is this? Is it shaping, pressing, hammering, joining, or cutting? Very good, it is shaping. Next picture, someone presses dough flat. Which category? Excellent, pressing. Third picture, someone uses a hammer to drive a nail into wood. Which category is this? Excellent, it is hammering. Next, the fourth picture, someone connects cardboard with glue. Which category is this? Very good, it is joining. Excellent. Next, someone cuts paper with scissors. Which category? Excellent, it is cutting. Remember, always look at what happens to the material. Now, We have reached one of the most important ideas in our lesson. Read the statement carefully. Shaping, pressing, hammering, joining, and cutting change solid materials into useful objects that help us at home, in school, and in our community. Let's explain this in a simple way. Materials are useful, but sometimes we need to change them before we can use them for a specific purpose. For example, imagine having a piece of cardboard. By cutting it and joining pieces together, you can create a box. Imagine having a clay. By shaping it, you can make a flower pot. Imagine having dough. By pressing it, you can flatten or mold it. Imagine having a piece of wood. By cutting, hammering, and joining them, you can make a furniture. So, the material changes because people have a purpose. We should not simply look at the object and say, "That's a chair." We should ask, what material was used? How was it changed? What process was used? Look around your home. Find one object, maybe a chair, maybe your table, maybe your notebook, maybe your pencil holder. Now think, what solid material is it made from? What process may have been used to make it? Very good. You are connecting science with your everyday surroundings. Look carefully at this colorful visual. These slides give a summary of the 5 processes we are studying. Let's review each one carefully. The first picture is shaping. Shaping means changing the form of a material. For example, the clay can be shaped into pot. Next picture, pressing. Pressing means applying force to flatten or mold a material. For example, dough can be pressed flat. Third, hammering. Hammering means hitting a material with a hammer to shape or fasten it. For example, a nail can be driven into wood. Fourth, joining. Joining means connecting 2 or more materials so they stay together. For example, cardboard pieces can be connected using glue. And fifth, cutting. Cutting means dividing or shaping materials using tools such as scissors, knives, or saws. For example, scissors can cut paper or cloth. Now look at the illustrations. Notice that each process has different actions. This is important. I will give you an example. You identify the process. Making a clay flower pot. What process? Very good. Shaping. Next, flattening dough. Excellent. It is pressing. Next, using a hammer and nail. Very good. Hammering. Next, connecting 2 cardboard pieces. Very good. Joining. Next, using scissors to cut paper. Excellent. It is cutting. Now, we are going to apply what we have learned. The direction says, read each situation carefully. Choose the best answer. Remember, choosing the best answer requires more than recognizing a familiar word. You need to understand the situation. For every question, ask yourself, what material is being changed? What is happening to the material? Which process is being used? And why is that process useful? Because this is a self-learning video, you can make the activity interactive. When the question appears, pause the video. Read the question, read every choice, write your answer. Then continue the video to hear my explanation. Let's begin. The first question, a carpenter wants to build a bookshelf. Which combination of changes is most appropriate? Again, a carpenter wants to build a bookshelf. Which combination of changes is most appropriate? A. Pressing and shaping. B. Hammering and joining. C. Cutting and pressing. Or letter D. Shaping only. The correct answer is hammering and joining. Letter B. Why? Because hammering may be used to drive nails into the wooden pieces, while joining connects two pieces to form the bookshelf. Notice something important. Sometimes, an object is not made using only one process. Several processes may be needed. For a bookshelf, a carpenter may also need to measure and cut the wood before joining the pieces. So, when solving science problems, always examine the entire situation. Number 2. Maria wants to make a birthday card. Which process should she use first? Maria wants to make a birthday card. Which process should she use first? A. Hammering, B. Joining, C. Cutting, or letter D. Pressing? The correct answer is letter C. Cutting. She can first cut the paper or cardstock into the desired size and shape. After that, she may fold it, decorate it, or join other materials to it. This shows us that processes can sometimes happen in a particular order. Remember, the process depends on what you need to do to the material. Third, a baker is making cookies. Why does he press the dough? A baker is making cookies. Why does he press the dough? A. To flatten it into the correct shape before baking. B. To make it shiny. C. To join the dough. Or letter D. To cut the dough. The correct answer is letter A. To flatten it into the correct shape before baking. This is an example of pressing. Even an ordinary activity such as preparing cookies can demonstrate a science concept. This is why I always want you to observe what happens around you. When you see someone pressing dough, ask, what force is being applied? And what happens to the dough? The answer is that force changes its form. That is pressing. Or, which process changes clay into a flower pot? A. Hammering, B. Joining, C. Shaping, or letter D. Cut? Which process changes clay into a flower pot? A. Hammering, B. Joining, C. Shaping, or letter D. Cutting? Very good. The correct answer is C. Shaping. Shaping means changing the form of a material. A piece of clay may begin as one form. After shaping, it can become a flower pot. It can also become a bowl, toy, sculpture, or another object. Can you think of another object that can be made by shaping clay? Maybe you thought of a bowl, a cup, a toy, or a small sculpture. Excellent. 5. Why do people change solid materials? Why do people change solid materials? A. To make them useful for different purposes. B. To change their color only. C. To make them disappear. Or letter D. To make them heavier. Excellent. The correct answer is A. To make them useful for different purposes. This is one of the most important ideas of today's lesson. We change materials to create, build, repair, and solve everyday problems. Excellent. Our first question is, what are the 5 ways solid materials can change? Before I give you the answer, I want you to challenge yourself. Can you name all 5? Now, let's check. The five processes are shaping, pressing, hammering, joining, and cutting. Excellent! These are the five processes we have studied throughout our lesson. Now, let's review each definition carefully. Shaping. Shaping means changing the form of a material. Example, making a clay flower pot. Second, pressing. Pressing means applying force to flatten or mold a material. Example, flattening dough. Third, hammering. When we say hammering, it means hitting a material with a hammer to shape or fasten it. Example, using a hammer to drive a nail into a wood. Fourth, joining means connecting two or more materials so they stay together. Example, using glue to connect pieces of cardboard. And lastly, cutting. Cutting means dividing or shaping a material using tools such as scissors, knives, or saws. Example, cutting paper with scissors. Now, let's test our memory one more time. I will give the example, you give the process. Clay into a flower pot. Very good, shaping. Next, dough flattened. Excellent, pressing. Next, nail driven into wood. Very good, it is hammering. Next, cardboard connected with glue. Very good, it is joining. And last, paper divided with scissors. Very good, cutting. Excellent. Next, which process do you use most often? The sample answer says, I use cutting most often because I frequently cut paper, cardboard, cloth, and other materials to make useful objects. Let's examine why this is a good answer. It identifies the process, cutting, then it gives examples, paper, cardboard, and cloth. Finally, it explains the purpose, to make useful object. This is a complete answer because it does not simply give a word, it explains the learner's thinking. Third, why is it important to change materials properly? Let's think deeply about this. What could happen if we cut materials without measuring? We might waste them. What could happen if we join materials incorrectly? We might fall apart. What could happen if we use a hammer carelessly? We could damage the materials or hurt ourselves. What could happen if we use scissors incorrectly? We could damage the material or cause an accident. Therefore, changing materials properly is important. It is important to change materials properly so we can make useful, safe, and strong objects and avoid wasting or damaging materials. Let's explain the important parts. First, proper process help us create useful objects. Second, they help us create objects that are safe. Third, they can help make objects that are strong. And fourth, proper procedures help us avoid wasting or damaging materials. For example, a tailor measures fabric before cutting it. Why? To avoid wasting cloth. A student measured cardboard before cutting it. Why? To make sure the pieces have the correct size. A person uses a hammer carefully. Why? To safely fasten materials. Science teaches us not only how things work, but also how to use materials carefully and responsibly. Next question. How does these changes help people? Think about our 5 processes. How does shaping help? How does pressing help? How does hammering help? How does joining help? And how does cutting help? These changes help people by turning solid materials into useful objects that we can use at home, in school, and in our community. They help us create, build, repair, and solve everyday problems. This is an important summary. Let's remember four words. Create, we can create new objects. Build, we can build useful things. Repair, we can repair damaged objects. Solve, we can solve everyday problems. So the next time you see a finished object, don't only think about what it looks like. Think about the process behind it. Ask, what material was used? What change happens? Which process was used? That is a scientific thinking. Now we are ready for our evaluation. Listen carefully to each situation. At Baguio Central School, teacher Conrado V. Mapili Jr. gave the learners play. Denzel made a small flower pot, while Janella made a toy animal. Both learners used their hands to change the form of the clay. The question is, what process did Denzel and Janella use? A. Pressing, B. Shaping, C. Joining, or letter D. Cutting. The correct answer is letter B. Shaping. Second, at the Baguio Public Market, a family sells freshly made bread and cookies. Bernard and his sister helped their mother prepare the dough. They pressed the dough to make it flatter before putting it in the oven. Their mother explained that both boys and girls can help with cooking and food preparation. Why is pressing the dough useful? A. It connects two materials together. B. It cuts the dough into separate pieces. C. It changes the dough into completely different materials. Or letter D. It flattens or molds the dough into the desired form. The correct answer is letter D. It flattens or molds the dough into the desired form. This is an example of how science can be observed in food preparation and everyday activities. Whenever you see dough being pressed, remember, pressing applies force to flatten or mold a material. Baguio Central School, teacher Conrado asked the learners to observe a worker repairing a wooden chair. Euclid, a boy, and Janella, a girl, watched as the worker used a hammer to drive nails into the wood. Teacher Conrado reminded them that tools should be handled safely and that both boys and girls can learn about tools and safety. What is the main purpose of hammering in this situation? A. To fasten the wood pieces together using nails. B. To flatten the wood like dough. C. To cut the chair into smaller pieces. Or letter D. To change wood into clay. The correct answer is letter A. To fasten the wooden pieces together using nails. Hammering involves hitting on materials with a hammer to shape or fasten it. And whenever we use tools, we must always remember safety first. The learners of Grade 3 Masipag were making a recycled pencil holder. Denzel and Bernard had cardboard pieces, while Janella and Euclid connected the pieces using glue. Everyone had an important role, regardless of whether they were boys or girls. Which process was used when the cardboard pieces were connected? A. Cutting, B. Hammering, C. Joining, or letter D. Pressing. The correct answer is letter C. Joining. One project can involve several processes. The cardboard may first be cut, and then the pieces may be joined. That is how people can transform materials into useful objects. Hanger Market, a tailoring shop in Baguio. A tailor was preparing clothes for a school uniform. The tailor measured the fabric carefully and then used scissors to cut it according to the pattern. A boy apprentice and a girl apprentice worked together and were given equal opportunities to learn tailoring skills. Why must the tailor measure the cloth before cutting? A. To make the cloth heavier. B. To join the cloth automatically. C. To make the cloth harder. Or letter D. To make sure the cloth is cut into the correct size and shape. Very good. The correct answer is letter D. To make sure the cloth is cut into the correct size and shape. Before we close our science lesson, there is an important activity that you need to accomplish. After completing the evaluation, you will now proceed to your assigned playground activity. Yes, we are going to use what we learned today in another interactive assessment. Please open your playground and look for the Science 3 activity assigned to you. The activity will give you another opportunity to practice identifying and explaining the 5 processes: shaping, pressing, hammering, joining, and cutting. Before answering your playground activity, remember our strategy. Number 1, read the question carefully. Number 2, look for clues about what happened to the material. Number 3, identify the process involved. Ask yourself, was the material shaped? Was it pressed? Was it hammered, used? Were materials joined together? Was the material cut? Number 4, read all the choices before selecting your answer. And number 5, think carefully before submitting. Do not simply guess. Use what you learned in today's lesson. Remember, playground is another opportunity for you to practice your science skills and demonstrate your understanding. So, after this video, go to your playground and complete the assigned activity before you consider your science lesson finished. Do your very best. Before we officially end our lesson, let's have one final quick review. I will give you an example to identify the process. Ready? Clay is changed into a flower pot. What process? Shaping. Dough is flattened before baking. What process? Pressing. A hammer is used to drive a nail into wood. What process? Hammering. 2 pieces of cardboard are connected using glue. What process? Very good, joining. And paper is divided using scissors. What process? Cutting. Excellent. Today, we learned that solid materials can be changed in different ways to make them useful. We learned that shaping changes the form of a material, pressing applies force to flatten or mold a material, hammering uses a hammer to shape or fasten a material, joining connects 2 or more materials, and cutting divides or shapes materials using appropriate tools. Thank you, grade 3 learners. This is Teacher Conrado V. Mapilid Jr., your science teacher. See you in our next science lesson. Goodbye and keep discovering. Goodbye.